my. Amazing music. Talk about a grateful and a joyful heart. Yes? Making a great noise unto the Lord God of our being in a joyful way. Gone at last are all my illusions. They're part of the past. I live in the present moment, right here and now. Doesn't get any better than this if I show up for it, right where we are, wherever we are, right here and now. God is right here, right here. Brother is, knows it, right here. It's right here, right now, right here, right now. We are getting ready for the Advent season. I actually thought this was the first Sunday in Advent. Maureen said, no, it's next week. But I can't think of a better way than adventure of awakening to the birth of the Christ consciousness in us than entering into a joyful and a grateful heart. A joyful and a grateful heart. We're actually in step 3 in our book, Awakening Joy, 10 steps that will put you on the road to real happiness. We actually finished the book, but now we're going back to the beginning, to this grateful, joyful heart chapter. It's so powerful and so Buddha-filled and so Christ-filled with ideas to awaken us. We're going to do it for 2 Sundays. Appreciation and gratitude. What a powerful spiritual practice that is. Andrew Hoppy says, be grateful for your life, every detail of it, and your face will come to shine like a sun, and everyone who sees it will be made glad and peaceful. Persist in gratitude, and you will slowly become one with the sun of love, and love will shine through you in all its healing joy. Is that a promise or what? A grateful heart allows you to shine forth into your life all that you see around you, that sometimes we go to sleep to and become numb in the midst of. Gratitude and appreciation, very powerful spiritual practice for helping us awaken to who we are. Nisargadatta, a great spiritual teacher, had a student come up to him and say, I'm really kind of tired and my life is dull and repetitive. And this wise man from India said, congratulations! You have managed to make life boring. Who but a powerful co-creator with God could make something so magnificent boring? And we have done that. We said last week that the real breakthrough practice is looking at boredom and getting off the treadmill of constantly expecting things to have to change in order for us to feel joy within inside of ourselves. We're looking at that directly. Directly at that. We take Sabbath time, we said last week, to look at the part of me that feels bored. What happens is that me, myself, and I, the one that's always bored and wants more excitement, has attached itself to iPhones, iPads, iTunes, iMacs. More. Did you ever see the big lineup when the next Mac product is coming out? I mean, it's really amazing. It's like, well, mine isn't good anymore. Now I need the next one. Hundreds of people lined up for what? More distraction, more mass attraction. To what? To being lost in another way, to not be present with the life we're living right now. And please, I have an iMac. I know about it. No iPhone yet, not texting yet, but I'm not going to say I'm never going to do it. But this is the day the Lord hath made. I will be glad and rejoice within it. Do you know that right now in our country, one of the fastest growing spiritual traditions is Buddhism? And it's among the young people that it's growing. Why is that? Because we know that this going faster and faster, more devices, more distractions and attractions are not going to deliver us the kind of peace we want. We need to go from nowhere to now here. And our spiritual practice, the one we're involved in today, gratitude, awakening a joyful heart, can be enacted anytime you choose at any moment. The moment you choose to be grateful, your whole life changes and shifts in that attitude of gratitude. You see things you haven't seen before. And when you're in a negative state, our first lesson summation point says, like anger or bitterness and resentment, you can dissolve it almost instantly with the presence of gratitude. Just saying, well, what now do I have to be grateful for? And you'll see all around you, there's a plethora of things that you can be grateful for. Right here and right now. Every one of us in this room, no matter what your circumstances are, no matter what your challenges are, there are things right now in your life you can look at and say, I am grateful for this or that or him or her, and joy will well up within you, and bitterness and anger and resentment will calm right down. I'm telling you, this works. I've practiced this week. A Tibetan Buddhist Lama master meditator, he said it's like this, that gratitude is like a satellite dish. You put out your receptors. And when you're in an attitude of gratitude, you attract to you and give back out from you appreciation and gratitude and thanksgiving. And those things that you give gratitude and appreciation for do what? Increase in you. So you become like a satellite dish. I am grateful for this or that or him or her in my life. And in that moment that you're doing that, you're like a satellite dish. And everything changes when you appreciate something you haven't appreciated before. You see something you haven't seen before. When I was in my third year of business school, I took a couple of years off, as we all did back in the 70s. We crawled back into business school to get my degree in general business administration. I had to take a class called macroeconomic theory. I couldn't think of anything more boring than macroeconomic theory. No way, but I had to get a passing grade in order to get out of that school. So I had to take that particular course whether I wanted to or not. And at that point, Maureen and I, 1972-3, we'd already started going to the Science of Mind Church, so we were doing spiritual practice. So I said, well, how can I make this a spiritual practice? And I thought to myself, there must be something about this that I can appreciate. Here is this man standing in front of me, this professor who has devoted his whole life to macroeconomic theory. He loves it. What does he love about this? I don't get it, but he loves it. So I tried to change my mind to find what I could appreciate about macroeconomic theory. And I fell in love with his love for it. That's what I did. His appreciation of it made me appreciate what I had not appreciated before. And I engaged a spiritual practice of feeling what was his love for the subject matter. I didn't get a whole lot of it, by the way. I only got a D+ in the class. But I did get through it, yes? I appreciated something I had not appreciated before. And then I could see things I haven't seen before. A lot of time we wait to say thank you and appreciate something after it's already given us something of value. The spiritual practice says, begin to appreciate it now. Be grateful for it now, even before you see it. And watch the whole world around you shift just by being grateful in a state of appreciation. Helps you awaken that joy inside of you. On Sunday night, like a lot of other people at the church, we were tired. We had the auction happen on Saturday night, put a lot of energy out. Many of you put 20 more hours in it than I did, but just tired. Then we did both church services on Sunday. And then it was just, whew, wow, that was a lot. And then Maureen says, you know, we really ought to go to Jim Biddow's house and do a blessing for Elaine Biddow, who's going in for surgery for her foot tomorrow. And a part of me just went, I don't want to do that. I'm too tired. But another part said, this is what you're to do next. Yeah? So we went to Jim Biddow's house at about 5:30 on Sunday evening, and we walked into a house literally filled with the presence of joy, gratitude, appreciation, and thanksgiving. The son-in-law, the daughter, the two grandkids, the stepson that's in the house was so filled and oozing with gratitude and appreciation that we had come, that we were there, and then sitting in the middle of this circle of prayer that we did was the Elaine Biddow, the goddess of the Biddow family. She was going in for a second surgery, not a fun thing to do, and yet we all held hands and we prayed together, giving gratitude and appreciation for what would happen tomorrow, but more importantly, what was present right here and now. And even the kids, remember, came in the center of the circle, and the little Chihuahua dog wagging its tail, you know, it was all there. And I'm telling you, I did not leave depleted and tired from that. I left inspired from that. I put myself and had myself transformed by an attitude of gratitude that was present and greater than any situation my small mind was caught up in the moment. Other course participants, when asked about Tell Me What Gratitude Feels Like in Your Body and Mind, said this: I breathe more deeply. I feel a glow in my chest, a tingling in my fingers, a half smile on my face. It feels like a blanket of goodness descending upon me. It brings me energy and peace at the same time. It makes me feel loved by God. Gratitude allows me to like myself. My muscles relax. Gratitude feels like my body is resting on a perfect pillow created to hold all of me, like a Tempur-Pedic Nova Foam mattress, you know? It forms to your body and lifts you up at the same time. That's what gratitude and blessing and thanksgiving gives you. What blocks that? Oh, it's the treadmill going too fast. What squelches that? People said things like, well, I'm not grateful when I'm rushing through the moment. I get fatigued, and then I tend to take things and people for granted. In my usual goal, achievement-oriented attitude towards life, every moment has to be spent productively or I'm not doing it right. Anybody relate to that? I have the belief that I must complete a list of to-dos before stopping to enjoy the moment. Or what he called 3 chapters before, FOMS, F-O-M-S, fear of missing something. Thinking one more stimulating experience is going to somehow make me feel more appreciative of the moment that I'm in. If you're not practicing being grateful for the goals you're moving towards in your life, you won't be there when it shows up. You got to practice it every step of the way. So when you get there, you'll realize that you have something to be very blessed for in your life. Appreciation and gratitude do just that for you. It's a great practice, and you can engage it in any moment of your life. Wednesday night I came home after I did my class Wednesday night, and I came back in. Maureen didn't come with me on Wednesday night. I came back in. She goes, "How's it going?" I said, "Well, really good. It was great. It was a great class." And yeah, you were there, right? Good class. Felt good energy, lots of good blessings. And about 4 o'clock in the morning, I woke up with the thought, there really weren't many people in my class. Not a whole lot of folks came to the class on Wednesday night. And then I went into I work so hard to make these the best lessons I can. Would you like some wine with your cheese? And, you know, and all of a sudden, what I appreciated just hours before, with one little shift in consciousness about what was there, but what wasn't there, I went right into the downward cycle, yes? Stayed up the rest of the night, you know, with the usual pity party story of not good enough. That's that Velcro thing that sticks to our brain that we all have here. We said there are 2 types of things. Those things that stick Velcro-like are the things you fear most, and most of us, we want to be loved and appreciated, but we don't feel like we're good enough. That's a big sticker for most of us. Yes? So there it all was again. So Maureen and I went to walk the dog in the morning on Wednesday morning. And Maureen goes, "What? It was with you?" And I said, "Well, you know, not a lot of people came to my class. It wasn't as good as I thought it was, although I felt good about it at the time. But now I don't feel good about it at all right now. And I'm walking right by the flowers that are blooming and the blue sky and the sparkly sidewalk that I love. I see none of it." And Maureen is in her place of an attitude of gratitude. She's like a satellite dish. She would have none of it. She said to me, "Well, aren't you lucky? You get to practice these teachings in a deeper way. You get to look at one of your really big issues and tissues of not feeling like you're good enough or you're getting enough appreciation for what you do. Isn't this a great spiritual teaching? You get to take what you do on Sunday and talk about it and deepen it on Wednesday and go even further with it on Wednesday night." Isn't that a great gift? Because you do this anyway. You'd be at this practice whether you were at church or not at church, with people or not with people. The awakening, the joy process has nothing to do about who doesn't show up in your life. It has to do with your authentic desire to use everything to awaken. Yes! And to see those places where you're stuck. And I said, "You're right." And my whole attitude shifted from one of not what was missing, but what a great moment it was to practice the presence of the truth. Do you feel that? It was right under my little Jewish nose all along, and I just didn't smell it. I didn't see it. And so many of our blessings are that way as well. Right under our noses from the chapter in the book, a subheading. In one of my favorite stories, Mullah Nasruddin, an eccentric, wise, fool, crazy man from the Sufi tradition, Mullah and his donkey had frequently crossed the border between Persia and Turkey. As time goes on, the customs official on both sides of the border begin to notice that Nasruddin appears to be getting richer and richer every time he comes through the border. His clothes are finer, he's wearing elegant perfumes. The officials are sure he's smuggling contraband. They thoroughly search him, his donkey straw, but each time they can find nothing. For several months, the situation continues this way. Nasruddin looks richer and richer, yet despite careful inspection of both him and his donkey and the straw, they can find nothing. Many months later, one of the customs officials sees Nasruddin shopping at the bazaar. He approaches him and says, "Mullah, I have retired from my post as the customs official. I have a generous pension. I want nothing from you but one thing. We all know you were smuggling something across the border, but could never find anything on you or the donkey. I swear I won't tell anybody if you share your secret with me. What was it that you were smuggling?" Donkeys! It was right under your nose. You didn't smell it or see it because you didn't have the eyes to see it or smell it. It's right under your nose. The blessing you're looking for is right under your nose. We find valuable gifts from the most unexpected places if we get into the habit of being grateful for whatever is before us. Sometimes they're hidden, even in the most difficult, challenging moments of our life. So this Thanksgiving time, if you're lucky enough, going to be smelling the turkey and the cranberry sauce right under your nose. Mashed potatoes and gravy, or tofutti, if that's your liking. Sniff out a little deeper and begin to see if there's not someone in that room you can more deeply appreciate that you've not appreciated, or something in your life that you can be more grateful for that you've let slide by lately. It's no accident that opportunity for awakening is there. And you can add appreciation and gratitude to the table that you sit at every day. And everything that you give your love to will become interesting and exciting to you because you'll know why you're here. Let's take a look at our statement here. Be grateful and love this for your life. Every detail. And your face will come to shine like a sun, and everyone who sees it will be glad and peaceful. Persist in gratitude, and you will slowly become one with the sun of love. And love will shine through you in all its healing joy. I just love reading that. I love it. Negative states like anger and bitterness and resentment dissolve in the presence of gratitude. Gratitude is like a satellite dish. I love that analogy. When we feel grateful, our receptors are wide open to receive the abundance available to us. The very act of appreciating someone or something instantly calls forth a radiant presence of joy. Often the precious riches we're looking for are where? Right under our noses. We miss them. We can find valuable gifts in the most unexpected places if we get into the habit of being grateful for whatever is before us. Sometimes they're hidden right inside the challenges we face. We have no food to feed the 5,000. They said to Jesus, wine, 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 wine. Jesus, he sniffed around. I smell some fish. I smell some bread. Bring them before me. He took the bread, he took the fish, and did what? He said, Father, thank thee that thou hearest me, and hearest me always. He blessed the food, and all of a sudden what happened? Enough to feed 5,000. He's at the wedding feast in Cana. We have no wine. There's no wine left. We got to have wine. Jesus said, is there any water around? Use what you have. He blessed the water and it turned into what? Wine. This is our practice. Yes, that we go back to over and over and over again. The glory and the beauty of your life is all around you. All you need to do is develop a grateful heart, and the joy that's already there, I'm promising you, will well up within you, and ye shall be blessed. Be a satellite dish at the dinner table for the Thanksgiving time, and look for ways in which you can be receptive and open to giving and receiving through your gratitude, the joy that's present all around you. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your practice. Yes.